is a diabolical lie. Never.
Why did you step down as president in 2003?
Following the burning of the arms in 1999, Liberia came under attack by a group calling itself LERD. LERD happened to have been armed and supported through Guinea by the United States government. I do not say this in speculation. My government confronted the United States government, accusing them of this allegation. They never denied it. In fact, the ambassador accredited of the United States near our capital confirmed that arms and ammunition had been given to quote-unquote the Guinean armed forces, and whatever they did with it, they could not account for it. Well, diplomatically, we know what that means. It simply means that, look, this is covert, and we'll do it. So they did. Now, when we
take your time, Mr. Taylor.
During the war, as LERD approached Monrovia, it was a very sad thing that happened. Mortar shells launched by LERD, shrapnel from those shells were taken to the U.S. Embassy. They confirmed that the shrapnel were shrapnel from United States mortars. Now, these shells had dropped on an area that is considered a diplomatic compound of the United States Embassy in Monrovia called Greystone, where hundreds of Liberians had assembled for rescue. Several mortar shells fell on that compound, and there were scores of people killed. There were limbs thrown all over the place. The citizens on that compound took the bodies and took them at the gates of the U.S. Embassy and said to them, well, here is what you have done to our people. The United States government, strangely, and maybe for the first time, and I stand corrected, did not condemn the shelling of those civilians in Monrovia. During the war, citizens had retreated to Monrovia. So I would say there were maybe about 1 million people that had gathered in different parts of the city. And I must admit, we've always known America to be, under some circumstances, humane. There are other cases where they're not. But for the United States government not to condemn these people on their diplomatic compound convinced me that the United States, in their regime change policy, where George Bush had called upon me to leave, he said Taylor must leave. The United States had sent from Iraq at that time 5,000 U.S. Marines. The prosecution knows this. I think they should bring the information. They have a right to, they know this. 5,000 Marines were within eyesight of the presidency. I could stand on my back porch and look at this huge American flotilla right outside of the executive mansion door. Their failure to condemn these atrocities convinced me that they will go to any length and probably kill the whole country to get rid of Charles Taylor. I then decided, in the interest of peace and the love for my people, that I I will leave. That's why I resigned, and I did not, as has been said, run away. I followed the constitutional process as enshrined in the Constitution of Liberia. The legislature was informed that as of 11 August midday, I would turn over the affairs of office to my vice president. And so when he sat here and lied before these judges that it was Moses said blah, that it just happened, he didn't even know he lied. The legislature was written a letter. He is the president of the Senate. He was present in the Senate meeting. He presided over the Senate meeting when the letter was read 2 weeks before. Programs were prepared. Heads of states were invited. South Africa, Thabo Mbeki was there. We had the president of Mozambique, Chissano, present. The president of Ghana, Kufuor, was present. These things don't just happen overnight. And then, boom, spur of a moment, somebody shows up.
But that's what Mr. Moses Blah told these judges.
Well, he lied to these judges. Diabolically, he lied. And we will prove it here. There are videos and films of Moses Blah, who is, I know Moses very well. He read a prepared speech. Now, one would have to be crazy to believe that he sat down during the program and wrote a prepared speech. Nonsense. He lied to these judges in so many other ways that we'll get into later.